Previously, in Breaking Point.
Aidan, please tell us, how does it feel to be on the verge of getting behind the wheel for your very first race?
I feel like a little kid. I look around and I'm surrounded by my heroes.
And tell me about Casper Ackerman. How is that relationship coming along?
It wasn't my fault.
Well, whose fault was it then?
He tried to stop them from signing you. Didn't want to play babysitter. We all feel sorry for you, mate. You never stood a chance with him.
I had a call this morning from Christian Horner. You're being watched.
You know what his problem is, don't you? Thinks you're getting too old.
You want respect, you give respect! That's how it works!
How about you give me a little respect?
How about you earn it first? I'm done.
You what?
I'm retiring.
Why didn't it work out between you two?
He's on more money than me.
What? He didn't want me on the team.
Didn't I? And you thought I was past my best?
So none of this is true?
There's always gossip in the paddock. And ever since he's arrived, there's been one man at the center of it all. I want us to push for fourth. I want us to beat Butler. And I want that seat to go to you.
So Alfa Romeo potentially on track to really upset AlphaTauri here. Butler's closing in on Ackerman. Down the inside he goes, and they've hit each other. Butler into the barrier, and that looks to be the end of the race for him. The Dutchman looks to be continuing at.
It's great to see him still in this fight, Crofty.
Got the third, Aiden. What about Casper?
We let Aiden pass?
Let Aiden pass.
We did it.
We did it. Have you seen the crash yet?
Butler's okay?
Bruised ego, perhaps.
How's it going, guys? It's David Cloder from KZR Racing once again, and welcome to F1 23 Breaking Point 2, Chapter 1, the Miami Grand Prix, several races into the 2022 season. Chapter 1, 2022, a new era for Formula 1. An overhaul of the technical regulations marks the first major update to the cars in several years, but it's not the only new cars. It's not the only new cars that are turning heads down in the paddock.
What was it like bringing a brand new team to the F1 grid?
You know, the first time you see a car, your car, with your branding, your name on it, in an official race, alongside Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, that's what it's all about.
You make it sound like a dream come true.
If only.
When did you first get a sense of what was in store for Connor Sport?
2022 season, straight out of the box. The drivers were always going to clash. That was a calculated risk. But the car had problems.
We're midway through the Miami Grand Prix. It's been a cracking race so far, and it's all up for grabs.
Absolutely, Crofty. Some fantastic driving here today, especially, I have to say, from Aidan Jackson. I don't think I've ever seen the Connor Sport car being put through its paces quite like this.
This is a team, Connor Sport, that have got a lot to prove this season, but Jackson might just be the man to do it.
So we're starting the race. Midway through, the objective is to finish the race. We'll see how far we get.
Let's try and bring that gap down to the car ahead if you can.
But so far what we've learned in the story is apparently the car is a bit of a pig when it comes to reliability. So we're just going to crack straight on with it. We're going to get the DRS off of Sonoda ahead of us in P13. As we close in, and then rapidly in the braking zone, we're going to go down the inside as we head into the complex section. We're going to skip ahead. We've just passed Mick Schumacher, and now we're going to get Alonso on the exit of the hairpin. We're just going to run quickly through these races, some of the overtakes and everything, so we can get straight through into the next cutscene. But first impressions so far is everything. The new team owner, Andrea Connor, seems to be a reasonable guy. He's talking about the car mainly in in this season, how difficult it is, but also ourselves as Aiden Jackson forced to being paired up with Devon Butler, which was always going to be an interesting dilemma should it come about. But it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds with this story from the first one, as we now head through to later on in the race, lap 18, and we are going to head into the next cutscene.
I'm losing power! Why am I losing power? Copy that, we see it, we're looking into it. Okay, I'm afraid you're gonna have to retire the car, please, Aiden. Retire the car. You're joking! I'm sorry, Aiden. Pull over now, please. Pull over now. This is getting ridiculous!
And that's agonising for Jackson. Just a few laps left to go, and he's out of the Miami Grand Prix.
Oh, with every race, the car looks like a constant problem for Connor Sport. It must be devastating for the drivers.
Confirmation as the car comes to a halt, the Connor Sports Aiden Jackson won't be seeing the checkered flag today, but it looks like his teammate will. Jackson's DNF puts Devon Butler in a position where he might just be able to secure some points for Connor Sports.
Aiden's out. Yep, engine problem, I'm afraid. Good job you got me! All right, Devon, don't push it too hard. We cannot risk losing both cars here. It's in the bag, mate. All okay, Aiden? Yeah, how's Devon doing? Yeah, he's doing all right, mate. He looks like he's going to bring home some points for the team. Good for him.
Post-race, the Miami Grand Prix. Frustration. An engine issue forces Connor Sports' Aiden Jackson to retire from the Miami Grand Prix only a few laps from the end of the race.
If it's not one thing, then it's another. Did you not see what happened out there today?
Aiden, I agree with you 100%. We are doing everything we can. I know the car is not perfect, but...
Andreo, it's every race. Do you know how I look losing easy points like this?
Oh, no. Sounds like there's a right show going on in here. What am I missing?
Not now, Devon.
Aiden and I were just discussing issues with the car.
Again? I thought that was all in hand. I had no problems today. Smooth. You know what they say? A shoddy workman always blames his tools. Mate. You can look at my setup data any time you want. I've told you that. It might help.
And I've told you before. It's not a setup issue. The problem is...
Jackson. That was the problem with the 2022 season. Ask anyone. I mean, at the end of 21, everyone thought Aiden was going to be signed by one of the big three. But, guess they couldn't reach an agreement, so we both signed for Connor Sport.
And do you think that affected Aiden?
That's no secret. Now, for that 22 season, Jackson was a nightmare.
I've only been really introduced to this guy for 5 minutes now, and I already just want to backhand him back to 2019. He has gotten even worse since 2019, but here we are in the hub here. You can see on the right-hand side the reputation for the two icons at the top. Those count actually towards your F1 World Online as well, so the neater you drive in-game off in your career modes and that, the more it affects your online, as we get a call from Andreo.
Hey, I wanted to give you a heads up. Now look, the crew has shared the latest telemetry data with us.
Fine, but I don't think it will tell me anything I don't already know.
Just humor me, okay? I'd like you to go through it. Let me know if anything jumps out. I'm keen to iron out these problems as quickly as possible for you.
Sure thing. Thanks, Andrea.
No thanks needed. I've got your back, Aiden. Remember what I said when you joined the team. I won't let you down. Ackerman wouldn't let me hear the end of it.
Yeah, sounds like Casper. You know he told me the same, right? It's just tricky, what with the car and Devon poking his nose in any chance he gets.
There is a lot going on for sure, but we're a team. We'll get there. I'll have a word with the Devon. Tell him to give you some space, both on and off the track, okay?
Yeah, all right. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that indeed. So we got a few bits and pieces to get through in the news and socials. You got Twitter feed. You got Codemasters with Twitter feed from some actual F1 YouTubers, Tim McMardock, Ben Daly on there, and there is also a few other made-up ones from characters back in the day. There's some for Lucas Faber and whatnot in here as well. There's Arava's tweet. That's funny. That tweet is in reference to Arava's own My Team career photo from 2022. That's really funny, that one. And then in the emails we've got email from Andrade moving forward, and then the CEO of the main sponsor, Davidoff Butler, Devon's father. So this is going to be an interesting scenario if we end up meeting with Davidoff, but we're going to move on to the next chapter. Here we are for the Canadian Grand Prix, Chapter 2, 6 weeks later. Connor Sport's maiden season continues to be marred by inconsistencies, but the team principal, Andrea Connor, remains hopeful that their luck will start to change as the paddock heads to Montreal. And here we have one of the first few things where you have to make a decision as Andrea. A few nice little things. So all the decisions that you make here with Andrea will impact what goes on behind the scenes for the team in regards to media appearances and whatnot. It's sort of like the it's the events, sort of like the events for the personnels in my team, sort of thing. So we'll answer the first one as a. We'll answer the first one. Then this one is for Devon's overpromise in regards to a streaming mentioning something on a stream in regards to a tour of the team facilities, but because it's Devon, we're just going to straight up decline him. And with that, we've got a few more bits and pieces on the news and socials, so we're just going to check through them and go through all the stuff with the updates. And oh dear, we got a call from Devon.
Andrea! Gone over those last-minute strategy changes you sent over.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to make it clear, whatever happens out there today, I get pit priority, yeah?
Well, we'll see how the race develops. If you need priority, you'll get it. But I can't go into the race with that on the table.
Look. We all know Jackson's not pulling his weight. Now, if you want the points, I need to make sure he's not going to get in my way. You get me?
Devon, we've talked about this. Give Aiden some space. It's not about you getting in the way of each other. It's about everyone pulling together, racing as a team.
Of course, yeah. So, hit priority, yeah? Alright, ciao.
Sleazy little weasel. I really wish there was a virtual option where we could just go into the game and smack him in the mouth ourselves. It really is that sort of thing. So we're going to skip ahead of all the socials and the emails, and we're going to join mid-race for the Canadian Grand Prix with several laps remaining. Aiden Jackson pushes as he hopes to secure some much-needed points for Connor Sports.
Into turn 2 we go now. Butler comes out of the pit lane. Jackson is right now with him. This is dicey, Ant. Neither one of these two wants to give way.
This would have been a lot cleaner if Jackson had just let him go. He's just not giving him an inch.
They continue onwards, still wheel to wheel, almost touching there as well, as we head down the straight towards the next chicane. Nothing to separate either car, and through the chicane we go. And now Jackson sends them both off the track, and Butler over a curb. That looked nasty.
And I do believe that one of their cars is damaged here, Crofty. I think it's Butler.
Damage, Ant, but also they've lost places too.
Unbelievable and totally unnecessary as well.
Well, one damaged car, places now to make up. What a complete mess that was.
So, inevitable clash amongst Aiden and Butler. as
Okay, calm yourself down.
we
We'll
now
look at
have
the
to
debrief
regain
later, but
13th
right now,
place, and
we
we're going to
can
have
get those places
some
back.
bonus
Come on, let's
objectives
go.
to go with it as well. The bonus objective being to beat Stroll and Latifi is the main one. As we head into turn 1 and turn 2, we're just going to ease it around the outside of Schumacher, trying to find the traction as we do so, and we do. So that is an easy place gained, and already we have got the first of the two Canadians, Nicholas Latifi, just ahead of us. To be fair though, with that cutscene, I hate to say it, but Aiden was probably the one who was more at fault there, making a move like that. But at the end of the day, Devon retired, so it's all good. It's all well and good. So we're just going to size up Latifi for a move here. So going into the hairpin. We know we're pretty good on the brakes here. As we go down the inside into the hairpin, get it slowed down into first gear. And we're also right on the back of Ocon as well, as we pick up the traction and out-traction him out of the hairpin. That sees us up into P14. And now we're going to move on to lap 13 with our target of P13. Alexander Albon has been dispatched with fairly easily. Again, the same manner as Schumacher, just easing on the power around the outside of turn 2. And now we're going to make a dive into the chicane on Lando Norris with relative ease as well. Just a little bit of a slide outside the corner to get him to back off. And now we will move on to lap 13. We're in P11 right now, and we're chasing down the second Canadian of Lance Stroll for the final points paying position, and that will also give us our bonus objective. We're going to try and size up this move again into turn 2, but we go a little bit too wide there, and we can't quite get the traction as we have done before. So Stroll holds on to the position, so we'll size him up in the next place, which is we'll go through this chicane here around the edge, and as we go into sector 2, we're going to make the dive past Stroll and into the final points paying position. We'll skip to the end of the race. A few more overtakes throughout the race as we catch up to everyone else. We've got P4 in the end, so pretty good race all in all, as we got plus on the reputation. We did get 1 down for Chaos in Canada, but that is that one was part of the storyline. There wasn't really much we could do about that.
A day of drama here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve today. But Ant, what stood out for you?
Well, it must be the Connor Sport moment between the two drivers there. Banging wheels, not giving each other room on track. It was entertaining, of course, but definitely for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, we enjoyed it, certainly. And Aiden Jackson, well, he'd have enjoyed the result. He did well to recover.
He did do well to recover, but, you know, you never want to see two cars, if you're the team boss, seeing two cars hit each other. It's rule number 1. Don't hit your teammate.
Given all the problems they've had this season, though, getting one car over the finish line, that's probably a big result for them today. Here come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
Aiden, just a heads up, we're putting the debrief back by 30 minutes.
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Listen, while I've got you on, what happened out there today?
It wasn't my fault. Devon thinks he's the only one driving.
I don't want to dwell on it too much at the meeting, but this is not how we run a team. You know this.
Of course. It's just...
No, I don't want to hear it. We have enough problems as it is. Whatever has gone on between you two in the past, I need you to put it to bed.
Sure.
I don't want to have to talk to you like this, Aiden, and I'll be saying the same to Devon. Come on now.
Sure.
See you at the debrief.
Well, the tensions are only going to get worse as this season goes on, I fear, as we go into the next chapter, Chapter 3, the Hungarian Grand Prix, with over half the 22 season now in the books and having endured more than their fair share of teething issues. Aiden Jackson and the team at Connorsport attempt to prove their doubters wrong and make a strong statement before heading into the summer break.
Hey there, can you raise that lamp about 6 inches, right? Excellent. A butler should always look sharp. So.
At what point in the 22 season was it clear to you that the team was struggling?
Oh, right after the Hungarian GP. I may only be the money, but even to me it was obvious. The whole thing was a shambles.
Yet again, Connorsport, Jackson and Butler battling it out on track. It seems as
Hang
if
on,
they...
2 seconds, Nat.
Okay, Devon, Aiden's lapping faster than you. I need you to let him pass, please. Devon, do you copy? Listen to me, I need you to let Aiden pass now.
Butler just completely blanking the order there. Seems like he didn't even acknowledge it.
Too true, but as you can see, no way through for Jackson. No way at all. This Connorsport rivalry is getting heated on the track here in Hungary.
Ah, Devon. When will you ever change? Never. That's the answer. And going by how your dad behaved, that's probably an indication of where you got it from. So we're going to not waste any time with you. As soon as we get onto the main straight, we're going to overtake you before lap 14. We're going on to lap 12, so that won't be too much of an issue. And the bonus objective is to finish in the points, in P8 I believe it was. So as we come off the final corner, we're going to get on the power and we're going to get DRS and the ERS as well, deploy it all the way down the straight. And like I said, we're not going to waste any time with Devon. We're just going to send it straight down the inside into turn 1, easy as you like, easy on the power, and we are past and into P15. Now it's just a case of catching up to all the guys in front for the points. We get past Sebastian Vettel with relatively ease, and we head on to Esteban Ocon being held up by the Williams of Alexander Albon, and we're going to get 2 for the price of 1 going into the third last corner as we head up the hill back towards the start finish line. And on to lap 13 we have passed Oscar Piastri, and now we are on the back of Fernando Alonso, challenging for that final point position to get us into the points. So now we're going to send it in the same place as before, down the inside of the Spaniard. Again, no problems there with the overtake on Fernando. And now here's the P8 objective with Lando Norris. We're going to ease our way through the penultimate corner, and then thanks to the benefit of the new handling model, we can go right round the outside, pick up the power early and get the jump on the McLaren before we even get DRS down the main straight. Easy as you like, and that will carry us through to the end of the race where we catch up to third place George Russell. We try and have another look, but I went in a little bit too hot round the outside. But we get on the power early and get the traction, and we just miss out on a podium at the line. But again, another 4th place for Connorsport. But again, Devon ignoring team orders. He's probably going to blame, he's most likely going to blame the radio, as he would do. But I think we all know what really happened there with Devon Butler.
Struggled all season. Jackson's done really well today, and that's in spite of the problems with his own teammate.
Even before they became teammates, these two had their fair share of run-ins. It's a fascinating rivalry. You can't take your eyes off it for one moment. But nonetheless, some much-needed points today for Connorsport.
Well, a good race out there again today, Aidan, but what we do all want to know, what exactly happened with Devon? It sounded like he completely ignored a direct team.
So for this question, it's from Natalie Pickman. It's we have an extra answer that we can give courtesy of our reputation level, but we're going to go with the no idea. That's for Devon to answer.
I've no clue about that, Natalie. We're completely different strategies. That'd be for Devon to answer. I'm just focused on what I need to do.
Well, he did certainly seem to cause you some trouble out there today. And after that, and what happened in Canada, what would you say to those wondering if the old Jackson-Butler rivalry is well and truly back?
This is a no-brainer for this. This is a no-brainer for this question. The thing is that Devon will never change. He's always been entitled to all the best treatment because
The bigger problem is that Devon will never change.
the way he is.
Devon only cares about Devon, and I'm not going to bend to that. So call it what you want.
So issues with Devon aside, how do you feel it went out there today? Do you think the team will be pleased with your performance?
Again, we have another additional answer with the reputation. I could have pushed it harder, but I think for how it's been going so far, good result, but there's always room for improvement.
It was a good result, for sure. But to be honest, Natalie, there's always room for improvement. I'll be studying all of the race footage and looking for new opportunities. The team will be doing the same with the car, I'm sure.
So you mentioned the car there. In that regard, Connor Sport's not had the easiest of times so far this season. Has that all been sorted? Are those reliability concerns well and truly behind you?
Well, we got another answer. I hope so, but we'll see what happens over the next few races. But I've gone with no problem today. I'm confident the team have it all in hand.
Well, yeah, there was no issues this race, so things are definitely looking up in that regard. I'm confident the team have got it in hand, and today proved it. There's always room for improvement, but little by little, step by step.
Well, thank you for chatting with us. Great to have your time.
Thank you for that, Natalie. As we go to the Hungarian GP post-race, despite Devon's lack of cooperation during the race, Aidan still manages to get past his Connosport teammate and secure points for the team at the Hungaro ring.
Okay, I'll leave that in your capable hands. Devon, you had a problem with a team order today?
Didn't happen.
What?
Look, I know everyone's saying I ignored it, but it didn't happen. I never got the order. Check the comms.
Shoddy workman always blames his tools, eh?
Check the comms.
Okay, we checked the communication pipeline. Fix it. This cannot happen again.
Typical.
Aidan, listen.
What's the point?
It's just Devon being Devon.
And what? That makes it okay? He's an arrogant...
No, you're right to call him out. But imagine if we didn't give him certain freedoms. He'd be even harder to manage. As his father, I know. Aidan, you're the best driver that we have. And it's right for you to put Devon in his place. He needs it. The team needs it.
Thanks. Between you and me, I don't think this team is right for me. I think...
Honestly, we don't deserve you. And I know that you're being discussed at other teams, so just keep doing what you're doing.
Sure. I'm sorry if I've spoken out of turn. About Devon.
Not at all. You know the best way to keep Devon in his place?
What's that?
Beat it.
Still don't know what to make of this Davidoff character. We got another team. We got another team decision for Andrea. A Star Is Born. It's part bit in a movie coming up. We'll send Aidan. He's much more of a team player than Devon. He's not getting any. And then this one we have a. It's in regards to the comms issue that Devon has graciously decided he's going to make public with his actions, but for this answer we went with the cautious answer which we had on the reputation, and then Devon's overpromise we went with the team building exercise as originally planned, which the team really liked, but a lot of Devon's fans were left upset that the stream never happened with the factory tour, but oh well. So now we're just going to check all the news and everything to see how everything goes through, and we have a call from Davidoff.
Davidoff.
So, I had a word with Aiden.
And?
Nothing to worry about. Don't think there'll be any more problems.
What did you say?
Doesn't matter. We level with each other. Just leave Aiden to me from now on.
And what about Devon?
What about Devon?
We both know it wasn't the comms, right?
Andrea, listen. Devon may push his luck from time to time, but I won't have his integrity questioned. If he says it was the comms, then you know what to do. Yes?
Right. Sure. I'll have them checked again.
See that you do.
Now we know where Devon gets it from for certain. Mr. Davidoff trying to play both sides in order to get his son up the pecking order at Aiden's expense. But guys, that's going to do for part 1 of F1 My Team F1 23 F1 23 Breaking Point 2. If you guys did enjoy the episode, do feel free to leave a like and share this video around it here. That really helps. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. I'm David Clayton of KZR Racing, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.